Welcome back to the game, the 759 channel. Today we are going to be just touching on various topics from what 759 is and overall start of September. Happy Labor Day, and we'll get into some things. But first and foremost, I want to make sure that we are live and you can hear me. So testing 1, 2. Start of September. Okay, perfect. So here we go. As always, we got to thank you for being here because you could have been anywhere else on the internet, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that. So, without further ado, I want to go ahead and get into the topic of the hour, gratitude. And the reason why I want to touch on this topic is because whatever you start off your day with, your week with, your month, and your year, the day, week, month, or year tends to go the way you would like it if you're starting it off with intention. What do I mean by that? So if you start off your month with gratitude, saying, I'm so thankful for fill in the blank, you're more than likely to start seeing things that you're grateful for show up throughout your day, week, month, year. But when you focus, again, one of the components of the cheat code to manifestation, when you focus on things that you don't want, those things start to show up. So before we get into everything, though, again, happy Labor Day. I hope you are having an amazing day. I hope you were able to get off today. But what is the 759? So those are three numbers. You have the 7, the 5, and the 9. The 7 stands for the 7 key areas of life: mental, physical, spiritual, relational, social, career, financial. The 5 stands for the 5 words or components that make up the term SMART goals. And we're talking about specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, time bound. And then the last, the 9, that stands for the 9 components of the cheat code to manifestation. And those 9 components are vision, patience, passion, focus, action, belief, gratitude, confidence, consistency. Now, these are all things that you have to keep in mind when it comes to being on your journey of trying to achieve your goals, trying to manifest, trying to do whatever it is you're looking to do. Because with these components, with this 759, with this combination, with this code, it is a combination technically. But with these components, what you get to do is see life the way not too many people get to see it. So what's up to Amir Han Kakar? How you doing today? How are you doing today? But yeah, so it's the beginning of the month. So what I recommend folks do, what I'm doing, let me just say what I am doing is starting off the month on a health kick. It's 6:49, and let me tell you, I got 10,500 steps in today. I've already walked 5 miles, 5.4 miles. I've climbed 25. It says flights climbed 25. Had a fruit smoothie. Had some sweet potato earlier. You're good. Oh, okay, that's good to hear. I'm doing well. I appreciate you asking because it's kind of you. But had a lot of water. I'm going to drink some more right after this live stream. In fact, I might get some in the middle of this live stream. But starting the month off with gratitude. So if you checked out my YouTube channel or my Instagram, you would have seen that I started it off with affirmations. These affirmations speak positivity into your life. So when you think about, for example, the 3 that I said today, I am deserving of everything I desire, and it is flowing to me now. I am worthy of infinite abundance, and I am a beacon of confidence, happiness, and success. I am from Los Angeles. We are streaming live from Los Angeles, California. And this is the 759 channel where we talk about all things personal development related. One of the things that I like to touch on, though, is how to express gratitude in a moment of frustrating attitude. Because what you want is an attitude of gratitude. I always say it, an attitude of gratitude, but not, you can't be happy 24/7. You can't be positive 24/7. There are some times when you have to be critical, when you have to be, or not have to be, when you are led to be frustrated. And one of the things, where are you from, Emir? Let me know. But one of the things that people tend to do is allow anger, frustration, etc., to overcome their positive mental attitude. So, how do you do that? Two ways. I was talking about this on my live stream this morning, but one of the ways you do that is by setting a timer, 24-hour timer. So you got to try to think positive for 24 hours straight, not allow yourself to dawn on something for longer than 5 minutes. If you dawn on something negative that makes you mad, makes you angry, makes you sad, etc., for longer than 5 minutes, then you have to restart that timer. Another way is to basically put yourself in a state or an environment that you are most control of. So being at home or leaving, walking around, if you get to walk around your neighborhood, and or go to a park or go somewhere where you don't have to interact with people, because you get to control as much of your life in that moment as possible. Uh, oh, you're from Turkey. Okay, don't tell me it's Istanbul. Istanbul. I know a little something about Turkey. But we appreciate y'all being here, because y'all could have been anywhere else on the internet, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that. So gratitude. You start to express that you're grateful for some things. You're you're likely to add to those things, and that's one of the things that I want to emphasize. Let's say you say, for example, one of the affirmations I say, I'm so happy and grateful now that I have good health. I start to do things unintentionally. I start to do things that keeps me healthy. I start to run into people who start talking about being healthy. And it's so ironic how that happens, but it all goes back to gratitude. And it all goes back to how you express what you're grateful for in the morning. In the morning, at the top of the week, at the top of the month, and at the beginning of the year. That's why people have what do you call it? New Year resolutions. And when you have New Year resolutions, you tend to have some kind of vision as to how you want your year to go. So you're starting your year off on the right foot by at least applying the vision to that new year. Now you have to do the other components. You have to take action. You got to be patient. You have to be consistent. There are many components of the cheat code 9, but we'll dive into those. Let's take a look at the comments. Lily Ewas, daily vlogs. Nice. Oh, so you have a vlog. Lily said, "Hi, I love your channel. Keep it up." Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I really do. So yeah, so gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Have an attitude of gratitude, and you'll start to see more things in your life to be grateful for show up in your life. So going back, it's the top of the month. How do we start off September on a positive note? We're going to go through the affirmations just as I did on the Instagram and on the YouTube and on the TikTok and the threads. But it goes like this. We are so happy and grateful now that we have good health, strength, knowledge, wisdom, beauty, keen discernment, patience, confidence, talent, skill, courage, leadership, youth, control, competence, and creativity. We are deserving of everything we desire and it is flowing to us now. We are worthy of infinite abundance, and we are beacons of confidence, happiness, and success. So these are things that you could say on a daily basis, just as I do. You don't have to. I'm not telling you you should or you shouldn't. I'm saying these are things you can say. These are things that I say. And I tend to find that these things happen. I'm so happy and grateful now that I am loved, respected, supported, and admired. These are also affirmations that I say. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. These are also things that's another affirmation that I use. Um, Great vibes. What's up, Brandon Rogers? Appreciate you coming through all day, all day. If y'all wouldn't mind, please take this moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel. If you do subscribe to the channel, please hit the notification bell. That way you are notified as soon as I go live, rather than waiting until half of the stream is already over. So thank you. Like this video, comment, subscribe. We appreciate y'all to the fullest. So the 7 key areas of life is not something I made up. SMART goals, I also did not make up. These two were already in existence. But the third, the cheat code to manifestation, is something I did create over time from 2008 to now, from various experiences, from various books, documentaries, panels. I've gone to so many different outings, workshops, you name it, where I get a vibe as to what people name that has gotten them to where they are. On top of that, I am a person who have experienced multiple successes in life. And on top of that, I also was blessed enough to receive my master's degree in industrial organizational psychology. And through that experience, that basically summed up everything regarding what a company needs in order to be successful, to improve morale, to reduce turnover, to increase job satisfaction. And I started to look at everything, and I was like, well, let me take a step back. Let me look at what are the most important components in life. And then I found out that there was something that they call the 7 key areas of life: mental, physical, spiritual, relational, social, career, and financial. And when I found this out, I already knew about SMART goals. I was already working on the cheat code to manifestation. I was like, what if all of these were combined? What kind of outcome could we have if we were to combine them all? So you got the 7 key areas of life. Mental. Let's set a SMART goal in the mental key area of life, which means this goal has to be specific. It has to be measurable. It has to be attainable. It has to be relevant. It has to be time bound. So you want to read a book that has 4 chapters. Very simple. If you want to read a book that has 4 chapters by the end of the month, you're making it time bound and you're being specific. It has 4 chapters. You want to read it by the end of the month. Okay. Do you think it's attainable? Do you think it's achievable? Yes, you do. Okay. That's the A. So you got the S, the A, and the T. Is it relevant to your life? Meaning, will it improve you overall? Will it help you become the best version of yourself? Is it pushing you to your limits? And if it is, then you've knocked off the R. Now you have 1 left, measurable. Well, the book has 4 chapters. How do you measure if you're on the right track to accomplishing that goal, that SMART goal? You measure it. How do you measure it? If it has 4 chapters, it's 1 chapter a week. Very simple. To break it down in simple terms, you can read 1 chapter a week. That way you can complete your goal or achieve your goal by the end of the month. You can also break it down by pages. So if it has 4 chapters and each chapter has 7 pages, there you go. You just read a page a day. And there you have it. I mean, that's how you set a SMART goal. And that's just for the mental. You have physical, spiritual, relational, social, career, and financial. You want to set SMART goals in each of those categories, though. And I think that's one of the main things that people miss is that it's not all about money. It's not all about working. Those are the two things that people really care about. They think just because they are working, they don't have to work out or they don't have time to work out or it's not that important. You only get one body. You only get one body, and it's for the rest of your life. When you don't take care of your body, other things start to fall through the cracks. Your mental, your confidence, your spirit, so forth and so on. Some people tend not to hire people because they don't look as fit, or not even fit, just in shape in general. When you look completely out of shape, there's the possibility that a job won't hire you. I'm not saying that that's the truth or absolute truth. I'm just saying it does add a component to whether or not a person is looking to hire you or not. So you want to be in the best shape that you possibly can. You want to improve your communication skills, meaning the way you speak, from tone to diction to enunciation and pronunciation, eye contact. You do not want to fidget around. You don't want to, do all the fidgety stuff. You want to be as relaxed as possible. You want to be able to have a good speaking voice. So whenever you have to get loud, it's one thing that is bothersome. When we're in a big room and there's somebody who's trying to speak to the entire room, but they're speaking so softly and they're speaking so low, it's because they are nervous. Usually they're nervous. They don't want to raise their voice because they don't practice speaking at that volume. And then third, they just overall are oblivious to how low they are. It's either one of the three, sometimes all of the three. And that drives me crazy sometimes. I'm like, you can't speak up? Nobody in this room can hear you. So these are all things that go back to becoming the best version of yourself, but you can't really get to this point until you start expressing gratitude. I'm so happy and grateful now that I am a powerful speaker. I am so happy and grateful now that I am confident when I'm speaking in front of folks. Whatever it is, I just made those two up. But these are things that you can use when it comes to whatever it is you want to be better at. Whenever it's you want to do something, you're so happy and grateful now that you are doing that or improving at that. This is how gratitude works. It's not asking for it. Hey, can I be a better speaker? I want to be a better speaker. No, you're happy and grateful that you are becoming a better speaker, that you are a better speaker than you used to be. These are the ways you have to view it. You have to be careful with the way you use your words. You have to be. I talk about that all the time. I talk to my brother. I had a session a month ago where I was telling somebody about this. They were trying to, I don't know if they were trying to impress me or not. I can't say, but basically they were trying to show me that they understood what I was saying, but they were missing the mark. And I had to share with them that you get it, but you're still using the negative words. It's not, I'm so happy now that I'm not sick. Don't bring sick up at all. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm healthy. That's it. You don't have to talk about anything negative. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm making more money. Not that I'm broke. I'm so happy and grateful I'm not broke. I'm so glad I'm not. No. Cut out the negative, include the positive, or accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative. That's John Mercer. You gotta accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, and latch on to the affirmative. Don't mess with Mr. In Between. Check it out, John Mercer. Accentuate the positive. But basically, that's that. They really were giving us the gems, and that was like 1950s, 40s. maybe the 40s. They were telling us. It was right in our face. But the problem is we're so fascinated with current times that we tend to look over what has already been done, and we're over here trying to reinvent the wheel when there's no need. All of the gems, all of the secrets have already been laid out when it comes to accomplishing what it is you want. Not only accomplishing what it is you want, the other thing that has always been there is if you're lost and you don't know what you want, how to come up with what you want is also already out there. In fact, if you check my bio, I should have a link to how to find your path. One of the things that I create is a roadmap. So, okay, let's check out the. Hey, Kristen's back. How you doing, Kristen? So, one of the things that I do, look at it like this: a movie company, they can tell you right now what movie they're going to release in 3 years. A video game company, they know GTA is coming out in 2026. Okay, you have car companies that can show you what a concept car could look like in the next 20 years. Governments, the next 10 years, they know what laws they're going to seek to implement, whatever. And then you'll ask a friend or a family member, hey, what are you doing tomorrow? Just tomorrow, not next week, not next year, not next 10 years, tomorrow. They'll say, I don't know. So, what I try to share the message of is creating a roadmap. If you are in high school, try to figure out what college you want to go to. If you're graduating from college, try to figure out what job you're going to go to. Mark this down. Put it in the form of a roadmap. So in 2025, I will graduate from college. In 2025, I will also gain a job at, or, I will get hired at a job called fill in the blank. I will work there for this amount of time, and then I will move on to this job, whatever your dream job is, or whatever steps you want to take, but you can map it out. Doesn't mean it's going to happen exactly the way you planned it. It just means you have a North Star, you have a guide, you have something that you're following rather than freestyling and letting life happen to you. You want to be able to manipulate and happen to life. Whatever it is you want is what you want to see manifest, which is the whole thing we talk about, the cheat code to manifestation. Okay, so okay, Kristen's doing good. I'm glad to hear it. And I appreciate y'all being here because these words you don't hear every day. I listen to a lot of people. So you can hear them every day, but you don't come across these pages. Reverend Ike, Wayne Dyer, uh, Jack Canfield, uh, Abraham Hicks. You have Mr. Beckwith, Les Brown. That's 6 people right there. Jim Rohn. That's 8. That's 7. I could keep going. These are all people that I've listened to in the past. Brian Tracy. That's 8. All people that I've listened to. I still listen to them today. All people that I listened to though over time. Grant Cardone, Robin. Is it Tim Robbins? Maybe it is Tim Robbins. Long story short, there are people out here who talk about these things that you can find, and they have jewels, they have gems, they drop gems. I am just another messenger. I'm nobody important or nobody special. Everything that I'm saying and doing, you can apply to your life and see the magic tenfold. Your discipline may be even better than mine. You may be able to do even better things. So these are the things that I try to just share, pass on like a baton when you're doing a relay race, pass the baton, here you go, keep running. Like Tupac said, I ain't gonna be the one to change the world, but I hope that I'll spark the mind of the person that does, you know? And that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, as an analogy, I'm manifesting some things, but I hope that you can manifest greater things, is what I'm really getting at. These are all important tools when it comes to life, and it sucks because here's the thing too. And please feel free to ask questions if you have questions. Don't hesitate. That's what I'm here for. But in school, you have a schedule, you have periods. When you're out of school, most people don't, or at a job even, you have a schedule. And when you're out of school, when you're out of your job, basically when you leave, when you go home, there you have no schedule, no structure, no organization, no coordination. You're just freestyling. One of the issues when it comes to people saying they don't have time for something is usually because they don't have a schedule. So people will say, I want to do X, Y, and Z, but I just don't have the time. So whenever somebody tells me they don't have the time, I just ask them right back. I reply, well, what does your schedule look like? If you say you don't have the time, what does your schedule look like? Not what time do you go and leave from work. That's your work schedule. I'm talking about your schedule for your life. You see what I mean? And a lot of people don't have that. So yeah, I may be late. Like for example, I was supposed to start this stream at 6:30. I started it at 6:45. But guess what? The schedule says 6:30, so I'm sticking to the schedule as best as I can. Just like work. Work says I got to be there at 9. Sometimes I'm there at 8:45. Sometimes I'm there at 9:30. But I strive to be on time. I strive to stick to the schedule. That's what it's about. So I have a time when I'm going to plan and strategize. I have a time when I'm going to live stream. I have a time when I'm going to work out. I have a time when I'm going to just relax and do whatever I want to do. So you schedule the time to freestyle. Don't just freestyle throughout life. I got whiteboards all across my rooms. In my bedroom, in my game room. Yes, I do have a game room. I play video games. And on those whiteboards is the schedule for my life outside of work, because the work schedule is already locked in. But going back to school, the ironic thing is, so you'll have schedules where it's like first period, homeroom, second period, social studies, third period, gym, fourth period, etc. But what you don't see is a period for self-learning, a period for self-improvement, personal development, a period for financial literacy, a period for spiritual indulging, whatever it is. I don't know. I'm just making up stuff. But my point is, there is no class that focuses on you. Every class focuses on, with the exception of a little bit of gym, they do focus on the body, not so much you, but on the body, because you got to remember, you are separate from your body. Your body is just a body that you control, but it's not you. You are the one who gets to decide what that body does. So yeah, I'll give them that they do give gym class, because physical health is very important. It's one of the key areas of life. However, when it comes to spiritual health, mental health, learning yourself, what are your talents? You don't get to really explore that in school, which is something you should be able to do. You don't get to, test your skills, or, practice life skills, or, certain things that you just don't do that life demands of you once you graduate school. For example, financial health. Financial health is something that people always just think about money. It's not just money, it's also credit, saving money, investing, etc. But you are allowed to take out a student loan. You're going to go 10,000 plus in debt when you end up taking out that loan to go to college. And most people will apply for those loans at 16, 17, and they don't even know what a credit score is. Why don't they know what a credit score is? Some people say, well, blame it on the parents. They're supposed to learn that at home. But I'm in school. Why haven't I learned that in school? There should be a class, mandatory, before you graduate high school that teaches you about credit scores, credit health. That's part of the whole financial literacy. There should just be a financial literacy course that talks about how to, earning money, budgeting your money, 30%, all that stuff, credit, etc. Because without that, people go into the world blind, and then from there it's basically a uphill battle because they're starting off on the wrong foot. So if schools were mindful, we'd be in a better situation in general. But back to the topic is gratitude. No matter where you are in life, no matter who you are, what you have something to be grateful for. If you're breathing, you have something to be grateful for. And that is the message of today. Have an attitude of gratitude, one of the components of the cheat code to manifestation. Vision, patience, passion, focus, action, belief, gratitude, confidence, and consistency. So if you can remember that, feel free to revert back to this or defer back to this video where I am breaking this down in real time. If people have questions, you can always reach out, roadmapscoach@gmail.com. I'm always here to assist and answer any questions related to the 759 channel. 759 channel, you're going to start seeing some different things happen, such as other speakers that I'll start posting again, like I did when I first started these channels. But overall, I think that's the message of the day, an attitude of gratitude. We appreciate you being here as always. You could have been anywhere else on the internet, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that. Please take this moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. That way you don't miss out on future content, and because it helps out with the algorithm. Beautiful people, we always appreciate you. And until next time, I'm going to have to say peace. Holla back.